Rise and shine, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for the actual Tuesday, not like yesterday when it was Monday and I said it was Tuesday, for Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. And wow, we've got a lot to go over today, so I'm going to dive right in. All right, so first things first, just a couple of housekeeping things. I'm very excited. If you'll take a look right there, you will see the working cover for the new book that comes out in spring. And just like with the ARC, I'm going to run a Kickstarter for it. So I hope come end of March into April, which is the springtime, it gives it all that great energy. I hope you'll consider supporting the Kickstarter and getting yourself the single most comprehensive book ever on the subject of spirit, totem, and power animals and animal spirit guides. 333 animals. They count it. 333, sacred threes, the divine triad, right? And then other really great information in there as well to help you interpret what you're seeing or feeling or dreaming about when it comes to spirit, totem, and power animals. Please leave in the comments what you like, what you don't like about the cover. I know many of you guys are artists. You'll have great suggestions. I already put it out once on Facebook, and it's done this amazing evolution to what you're seeing right now. So also January is National Adopt a Rescue Bird Month. So if you're a bird person, an avian person, please consider that the energy of January is leading you toward adopting a beautiful rescue bird. And if I didn't have 5 cats, I would have a big giant pink cockatoo. Oh yes, I would. So get a pink cockatoo. They're Moluccans, I think. Yes, Moluccans. And in South Florida, you can find them to rescue by the dozen. So okay. So also, I promised you guys, because you asked for it, I promised you that this year I would start going ahead and including the reverse meanings of the tarot cards when I do the daily tarot reading. And sure enough, I went through the deck over the weekend and I moved them around and I shuffled them and I must have spent 40 minutes, just making sure that everything was like energetically clean and spirit had the cards that it wanted, in the position that it wanted. And sure enough, I'm so excited for this card for you guys today because I'm so excited because it's inverted. Yay! And that is the Black Swan, which is the 9 of Swords. Okay, so traditionally the 9 of Swords is, we'll just go ahead and we'll take a look at the regular Rider-Waite version of the card. If you're just joining me, or us, I should say, the Wild Pack, welcome. And for those longtime subscribers, you're my heart, and I appreciate you every day in every way. And so if you are just joining us, I do read from my own Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, and it's a full tarot deck based on the Rider-Waite Tarot and its traditional tarot card meanings, and then it also infuses all of the amazing, powerful, magical, mystical craziness of the animal kingdom. So, and speaking of mystical, Gathering of Mystics, praise the animal kingdom. We will be open by the end of the week, and I hope you guys will be so excited because I hope you'll be so excited. Okay, so jumping right in there to the 9 of Swords. Now, when you take a look at the actual card, well, there's a bunch of swords and somebody doing this, and it's not a happy card, but that's because it's a sword, right? So swords can be either fire or they can be air, and it's, on the surface of it, it looks like, hey, this is a great card to teach you how to look for the silver lining in things. I'm all about the silver lining. I truly am. There's just about nothing that I can't spin to find some kind of positive aspect to it, right? No matter how quirky it might be. But the 9 of Swords really is what it is. And it's all about mental anguish. And see here, that is right there is the trick to really understanding what this is going to mean for you today, which interestingly enough, the Nine of Swords, its numerological companion is the number 9, which actually is the Mars energy, which is awesome because today is Tuesday, it's the Sacral Chakra day, and the ruling planet is Mars, right? So there's an awful lot of aggressive energy going on in there, an awful lot of fire. So today, I'm reading this card, even inverted, I'm reading it as a fire card, which means that there is something really ablaze going on in your head. I'm sorry to say. But it's mental. And what that means is, yeah, listen, the Kabbalistic title of this is the Lord of Despair and Cruelty. And, listen, the energy of this is Gemini, and, God love Geminis, that whole, double-sided thing. Man, this sword has been sharpened so sharp, it could cut through concrete like butter, and Mars is not taking any prisoners. And you're like, well, okay, how is that not a disaster? Because again, we're going to go back to, this is about your thoughts. Now, when the Nine of Swords is reversed in traditional tarot card meanings, we haven't even gotten to the actual Black Swan part yet. Swords are never at rest for very long. They're in constant motion. So you just might be so caught up in the moment, just churning in your head, that you're just not seeing you're not seeing the swans for the lake, right? And so simmer down. Just take a step back. Your constant worrying is only going to make a not really great situation worse. Why? Because, you guys, tarot is like all other symbolism. It's a spiritual process. And so when you're focused on something, what you don't want, the worry of what could come that you don't want, the shame, the guilt, the pick an emotion, when you're focused on that, the universe is just going to go, hey, Mac, he or she wants more of this over here. Load it up. Beep, beep, beep. And they take their little, their little what are they? Kubota tractors, and they load you up with that stuff. It's not like somebody goes, here, have a tiny piece of this, right? No. We got a tractor, and we load it up over there. So, is this said to scare you? No. But what it is said to say, what it is said for is, you guys are powerful beings. All of you wild ones are powerful beings. And over the weekend, I was sitting with a friend of mine, and I was like, you have got to meet my tribe. You've got to meet them. And so we sat here, with a little glass of wine. Okay, big glass of wine. And y'all, when I read these comments from when y'all started commenting, and thank you so much. I love when you do that. I love your stories. I love your questions. Oh my gosh, I just love you so much. But I'm watching the transition of you all that are regular posters. I'm watching the transition of the words that you chose to use when you first started and the words that you use now. Y'all are getting all wild up in this Mama Gaia. I can feel it, right? Okay, triple Scorpio, but I can see it in the words that you're using. You're just really stepping into the seat of your own power, and I love that. And that's what this card is all about. You've got to be willing to step into the seat of your own power enough that you turn the beat around, right? Okay, turn the beat around, especially when you've got a reversed Black Swan, you've got a reversed Nine of Swords. It's like, okay, you've probably been trying to avoid a problem or a situation that's been bothering you for a while. It's not going to go away. And on the other hand, there might be some truths that are, you've been harboring about others. They might not be right in their dealings with you. There could be any number of things. And so the Knight of Swords is really kind of like a Dark Night of the Soul card, but it doesn't have to be that traumatic, because again, if you'll allow yourself to see things for what they are, to just turn around and face them, you're gonna, man, you don't have to put yourself through the mental anguish, right? Okay, so Also, I feel like, there's a thing when something unexpected like totally unexpected happens. It's called a black swan event. And there's this thing going on in my head right now that all I can see are like puff, 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 puff. And I see all of these light bulbs just randomly turning on. I've never seen that before as a vision. And what it's being sent to me as it is this dawning of seeing is going to come to you unexpectedly. So, which is kooky, right? Because I'm like, okay, listen, you got to turn the beat around and you got to do this and you got to do that. And that certainly is going to imply that you make a plan and you stick to that plan and you do what, you do your thing. And then I'm like, but I'm seeing poof, 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 poof in my head. I feel like it's going to happen unexpectedly. And some of the ways that can happen is this. When you might be in the middle of a situation, right? Happened to me. Oh, it happened to me over the weekend. Lordy. There was a situation truly with a customer service person on the phone. And I literally, not that you have the right to choose somebody a new one, but it would have been, oh my goodness. And do you know what happened? It surprised the heck out of me. I felt more sympathy for that person than I did being like, dang, who pooed in your Wheaties this morning, right? So, I'm not saying that was like totally surprising, but this person was being some kind of heinous. I mean, like some kind of heinous. And that when that happened, I like knew that was a spiritual jump for me. And because I knew that was going to be replicated time and time and time again moving forward. It wasn't an anomaly. It wasn't a one-off event, right? So something like that is going to happen that's going to get you right out of the energy of even the reversed tarot card meanings of the Nine of Swords. Now, how Black Swan goes into this is for the longest time, it was thought that the only swans were white swans until this old boy went to Australia and went, gee, that looks a lot like a swan, and it's completely black. And lo and behold, an unexpected event, lo and behold, Australia, because it's always Australia with their 9 feet long spiders, the black swan was discovered. And so it's that kind of unexpected event. You may think A, you may be very convinced of A, and you may turn around and go, oh gosh, well, that's kind of right, but not really right. But now look at all the additional everything, right? Overall, swans they're very great omens of grace and harmony and elegance. When they're inverted, they're going to be the most challenging aspects of that, which is, listen, I comparatively, I haven't seen the data on this, but I read it everywhere I go. Comparatively, black swans are more aggressive than white swans. Well, white swans will tear you up from the flow up. We have them in Orlando. And when I go down to Lake Lucerne sometimes, they have these swan boats. Those things crack me up. You never saw people more drunk, more doing whatever they're doing. They get on the boats and they paddle those things around Lake Lucerne. Somebody always ends up tossing their cookies or falling out of it. So it's the funniest thing to see. But even better are the swans that chase them. So anytime I'm in Orlando, I try to get to Lake Lucerne and watch the swans chase everybody. But so just really wrapping this up for today. Again, black swan, inverted, reversed, and you marry the aggression, the kind of more challenging aspect of swan with the Mars energy, the double Mars energy from the Nine of Swords. And you might be feeling a little, something today. Ramp it down a notch. Ramp it down a notch. It's all in your head. It's all in your head, right? Okay. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you get through today without clobbering somebody. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. And, you know, I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm not. I live in the same energy you do. You do. But all I can just see is some of you that I actually know going bonk, 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 like they do in the cartoons. And the person they're bonking on the head is like a fence post, right? They just go deeper and deeper and deeper to the ground until all you can see is their little head. So anyway, pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I thank you guys so much. The most important thing in the most gentle way possible today is to what? To stay wild!